Hello one and all, and welcome again to Tarot Journeys. Tonight's theme is going to be the collaboration of tarot with astrology and vice versa. And I hope to point out to you the importance of astrology in tarot, as was in the videos previous, the Tree of Life. Now I'm going to use a 10-day cycle to implement this, and we're going to start by the Zodiac Wheel. Now the Zodiac Wheel is 360 degrees, as you know, and it's split into 12 segments. Now in each of those segments, houses, is decans of 10 degrees, 3 of, which gives you the 360 with the 12 houses. And it is this decan, whether it be first decan, second decan or third decan, with a 10-day cycle that I shall be talking about. Now, I mentioned modality and the importance of modality. Well, modality, I'll put this down a minute. Cardinal is 2, 3, 4, initiatory. Fixed is 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10 is mutable. So we have the starting, the middle, and the end. Now, I'll use Taurus here. This is pretend this is a fixed chart. I won't tell anybody if you don't. But this is a fixed chart, and Taurus will be here. Now, Taurus, as you know, is a fixed house. 5, 6, and 7, they're fixed numbers. Now, fixed means it doesn't like to move. It's quite happy where it is, and it's not open to change, doesn't want change, doesn't need change. Therefore, I'm staying here and I'm all right, Jack. That's the 5, 6, and 7. The fixed are always the most difficult numbers to work with because they're set in their ways. That sounds a lot like me. Anyway, so we have, this is where it gets interesting, because the 5 starts the fixed number of Taurus, the 5 of Pentacles. Now I'm not going to go into how bad this is. It's not a very pleasant card, but beside the by on that one, the 5 is a movement away from a stable 4. Now 4 is stability, foundation. 5 is change. Now with change comes upheaval, challenges, movement. Now this is where it gets very interesting, because the next fixed sign, fixed number, is the 6 of Pentacles. So here we have a fixed number in a fixed house. So this doubles up, if you like, the power of this number. Then we have the 7 of Pentacles, which is a transition going out of Taurus into Gemini. So the first decan of Gemini, although Gemini is mutable in its entirety, the first decan is the cardinal part of Gemini. And this holds true for the whole of the zodiac. So we're going to have in each decan a cardinal, 0 to 10, 10 to 20 a fixed, 20 to 30 a mutable. Now this also holds, now I am not an astrologer, but you do need a basic astrology knowledge to be able to give your card readings depth. You need to know rise, fall, exaltation, you need to know planetary rules, you need to know the expressions of planets, because as I've said in my planetary trumps, if you've got a planetary trump in front of you in that spread, and you don't know what that planet does or what it even means, then that is a waste of a card, and that is wasting your spread acumen. So you have this cardinal, fixed and mutability on every house. The cardinal number starts it, the mutability finishes it. Now, where am I now? Oh yes, I'm going to use an example here of the 8 of Swords, which is a mutable number, as you know, and it's an air number, it's Gemini. So Gemini is a mutable house. Yes, it is. The numbers are mutable. But the first number is the cardinal part of the mutability. So if you put the Eight of Swords in the Two of Wands, the very first decan or decanate of Aries, then you're going to get a boosted energy because of the fire element, with a confused card which lies between desire of fairness, and the conflict comes for the impulse to be kind. So you've got to somehow channel that Two of Wands energy into a successful completion of this card. Now there's a lot of help at hand here, because Jupiter rules the Eight of Swords. Now Jupiter is a stable planet. It's expansive, but it's stable. So here we have an expanding planet with stability. With the Tree of Life we have Hesed, the number 4 Sephirah, which is also ruled by Jupiter, which is mercy. Then we have Jupiter ruling the ingredient that's needed to balance this card, and that is art, or in other decks, temperance, because it is also ruled by Jupiter. So this is the planetary major trump that will come into force to balance the confusion of the impulsiveness to be kind against the desires. So therefore you would look then at a balanced thought process, without letting desires get in the way and the confusion that arises from this. But again, it's your interpretation on the 8. It's just mine as a demonstration purposes. Now I am lost for a second, hold on. Yeah, so Jupiter rules the 8 of Swords. Now when you look at this, you can look at these cards, and I will indeed be doing a video following this one about the planetary influence on a pip card. Incidentally, the 8 of Swords is May the 21st to the 31st of May, which means if your birthday falls within that time, then this is your card. Now what I'm going to say further is that these cards, I'll put this down a minute, these cards are basically your life and the challenges and how you approach the challenges in your life through the traits of the card. So you don't even need the time of birth to know basically what, in a roundabout way, is going to come up for you and the challenges. I'm going to use an example of this card, the 3 of Swords. Now I'm going to use this card as a demonstration because it's a friend of mine, and I can relate to this very well because of him. Now, as you know, the 3 of Swords is a card of separation. The underlying theme is separation, and the sadness that can come from, separating in some way or another. Now, the person I'm talking about, obviously I'm not going to mention his name, but he's a pilot and he sells aeroplanes all over the world. Now he's just becoming a dad in weeks' time. He's got a 4-year-old son at the moment, and it's the girlfriend's son. Now his price for his successful business is to be separated from his family, sometimes 8 weeks, 9 weeks at a time. He can be in Dubai or various other places all over the world and stay there for weeks. So this card is within his birthday, which is October the 3rd to the 12th. So this is telling you that this pip card, his challenges are going to become about from separation and how he deals with separation. Now further to that, this is a card of Libra. This is the air, this is the fixed part of Libra. This is the middle card of Libra. So we have a separation which would be involved with social activities, close, nearest and dearest, wife, kinfolk. So this is a very apt card. So his separation in particular comes from his family, but also gives him success. Now, I'm an Aquarian, and a fixed Aquarian. I was born on the 4th of Feb. And my card is the 6 of Swords. I don't think I've got that handy. No, well prepared, you see. But my card is the 6 of Swords. And it is very true to a lot of my life. Incidentally, the Six of Swords, the Aquarium, is the peak of the whole calendar year. And it is the most substantial to bring fame to people. I'm still waiting. Anyway, just an aside. So what I'm saying is that whatever card you have, the traits and challenges from that card is what's born out into your life. So you don't even need the time to find out what's going on. Also, from this 1 to 10 aspect of a cycle, there are periods of your life, 1 year to the 9th year, and then it starts again on the 10th. I'll give you, I'm not going to dwell on this, but a quick instance. If you're in your 7th year, and you can easily find out what year you're in, then that is a spiritual year. Therefore, if you want to start a business in that year, it will fail, because the energies directed towards it are the wrong energies for that moment. On an ending cycle of 9, if you want to start a new relationship or a new business, it is doomed to failure, because it is an ending up and a reflecting time ready for the 1, which would be the time to do that kind of thing. Anyway, I digress for a minute. I'm going to get back to the Decanates, the 10 cycle. Now what I'm saying is that if you have a card in the first cycle of a decanate, you are initiating that cycle, that 10-day cycle. So that 10 days is going to be about the initiation process of something that you are doing, a venture or whatever. The middle of that is the bringing it to its full power and glory. And the mutable period of that same decanate on the 20 to 30 is the letting go of it, or the moving away. Now obviously time factors come in here. It might be a 3-year plan, but the principle is still the same. Now where am I here? So a good way to remember this is to be, which is cardinal, to use, which is fixed, and to transform or understand for the mutability. Now further to this 3 of Swords, there is another reader out there called John Ballantrae, who had spotted this one, and I didn't, but he'd spotted this, that also with cardinal numbers, say if you were born in a cardinal number, if you have a house or houses, it's likely to be at the start of the street, at the front of somewhere. If it's in the flats, it's likely to be the ground floor, the first part. If you are in a fixed mode, as I am, the 6 of Swords, then it's likely to be the middle flat, the middle of a street, or the middle part of something. If you're in a mutable number, then you are likely to be on the end of something. So you might be in the hospital bed, as John Ballantrae used as an analogy, and that might be the bed that's vacant, but because you're a cardinal, it won't be available for you. And I found that a very interesting point. So this Pip card that is akin to your birthday does hold true for the challenges and how you're going to make these. I must say at this point that with astrology and tarot, to me the 2 significant differences are astrology, as Dane Rudyard, the great astrologer once said, they are celestial instructions. Now this means that your life is set out with potential from the moment you're born. It's up to you how you play it out, whether you play it out well, medium, mediocrity, or below par. Your trines and sextiles are to your advantage. They're your weapons of use which will help you in this. The squares are the challenges. A good chap to go to, I mentioned before, is Nemus. Check him out. But the challenges, the celestial instructions, are what Dane Rudyard termed for it, and I think that's very accurate. The tarot will do a reading for a specified time. If you specify a time frame for that read, the tarot will tell you what is going to happen. It doesn't guess, it doesn't surmise, it tells you what is going to be. It is set in stone. But the freedom of choice and your freedom of will is the same application to astrology and to tarot itself. So that's the main differences. But as far as I can see, you can do a tarot chart. You can look at a chart, planetary lineup, and you can do the tarot. Use the whole of the tarot on an astrological chart if you want. But if you're doing that, it's only going to be the instructions which you play out. It's not going to be set in stone. You're just following the chart. However, when you have a tarot read, it is set in stone. Now, where am I now? Yeah. So the number sequence always holds. Always, always, always holds. And I think that's about all I can think of for now. It was just a short one compared to the normal ones. So remember that astrology is an integral part of tarot. When you have some armament of your astrology knowledge, and it doesn't matter even if it's basic knowledge, if you learn your planets and the expressions from them and what they do under certain circumstances, their rulership, their exaltation, their detriment, their fall, then this is going to help your tarot reading. Also with the tree of life. Now when you come to the table, it's like coming to the table with a machine gun, a knife, a machete. If you're in a war zone, you've got it all. Bazooka, grenades, you are fully loaded. So this is the thing to aim for with tarot, and to bring out and make tarot really flourish. Anyway, I've waffled on enough. I hope again this has been of some interest to you and there's something to be gleaned from it. I'm going to do, as I said before, a more in-depth on the planetary aspects to the pip cards and their application towards the decanates and the houses. I think that about covers it. So I shall leave you with my normal thought. Out of nothing we came, out of nothing we shall return. This has been John. Thanks for listening.